Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Reggie here,
And Nelly.
and we're back with another episode of What Y'all Think.
Mhm.
So, Nelly, how was your weekend, by the way?
You guys, my weekend was phenomenal. I actually went to J. Cole's Dreamville concert in North Carolina and it was lit. I mean, it was crazy. How was your weekend?
Well, my weekend was pretty good, actually. A few friends came over, we went out to get some drinks, and some of them were singles, and I noticed the ladies had some problems finding an eligible guy. So it kind of made me wonder, what exactly do the ladies look for when they look for a guy?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Honestly, if you ask me, I can tell you a few things. Like, first and foremost, I would look for a guy that's very approachable, right? So when I'm at the bar, I typically like to chop it up with folks, right? I like to talk to people and, gauge the room. Do you?
Okay, so gauging the room. So, guys, you got to be talking to the ladies. The ladies actually like that. So make sure you are talking to the ladies. What else do you like?
So I like a sense of humor, right? So when we do start engaging in a conversation, I want you to be able to like sense when I'm joking, like, laugh at my corny jokes and I'll laugh at yours if they're funny. But yeah.
All right, so basically, you got to have a sense of humor, is what you're saying. All right, you ain't got to be Chris Rock funny, but you got to have a little something, something there, you
I
know?
mean, maybe you might have to be like Chris Rock, Chris Tucker at
Chris
least.
Tucker.
Okay.
Okay,
Like at
okay,
minimum.
okay.
Um, so I also look at confidence, right? So if you come into a room and your head is up and you smile, that's attractive. I like that.
Okay, you got to have a little bit of confidence. Put your chest out, be a little confident when the ladies are out there. Look like you know what you're doing. Say what you mean what you say. Okay, what else do you look for?
Last but not least is swag. You guys, I'm not saying that you have to wear like brand name items. Just put it together nicely, like right, like look tasteful. That's what I look for. I'm not looking for a high end dude like that. I'm not that kind of girl myself, but just a person that just looks, good.
Okay, so you basically saying no nerds, all right? You can't be a nerdy guy, all right?
That's not what I'm saying. There.
Okay.
I like nerds. I like nerdy looking guys. I think that's attractive. I like a brother that wears glasses. What's wrong with
Okay, I
that?
might be picking me up a pair of glasses after this. But it kind of makes me wonder too. So, what are some things that the guys are doing that's hurting them and they're not even aware of it?
That's a good question. In my opinion, in my experience, I see that guys tend to like to overcompensate, especially when they see a chick that they like. Like they want to go over the top and say, "Oh, I got this, I got this." I don't. We're just meeting each other. You don't have to tell me what you have and what you don't have. I'm just trying to fill you out to see if it's a good mesh, right?
Okay, so she's basically saying, fellas, stop bragging. Don't be bragging. Don't pull up in the charger and be like, look what I got. Stop bragging.
Right.
Okay.
Why you tooting your own horn? I
Okay.
mean, you could toot your horn. That's cool. But don't do it too much. Like not on the first encounter. Like maybe not the second one either. Like
Okay. Okay. So, what else do you got for us?
I pay attention, right? So I'm very observant. So another thing that I look for is a guy who knows how to interact with hospitality. So if you're at a restaurant with me or we meet at a restaurant, I am not a fan of guys who are rude towards the server, the bartender, you know. I don't think that's cool because we're all human. And at the end of the day, like it's just not necessary to be rude.
Okay, so she's basically saying, fellas, if you're being rude to the employees, the servers, or wherever it is that you're at, stop doing it because it's turning her off. So some of these things you're doing, you may not even realize it. So be conscious that she's paying attention.
But hold on, pause. Let's flip the script. So, what do you look for in a woman? Like,
Well, that's an interesting thing she said right there because we talked about a little bit about that last week, me and Brian. So you can always look at that video. But just to kind of sum things up really quickly, I personally look for someone who's different, someone who looks like they actually care about me, someone who looks like they're interested in my well being.
in the first
You
encounter,
know?
though, like when you first meet them, that's like, how could you find someone that's interested in your well being or concerned about your well being? Like, she doesn't know you from a can of paint. So, why should she be like overly concerned about you?
Okay, so good question. So there are some things that you can do that looks like you're concerned for my well-being. For example, if we go out to a really fancy restaurant, and you know the fancy restaurant I'm going to tell you right now.
Wow.
If we go out to, if we go out to Red Lobster, all right, and we're sitting at the dinner table, and I've ordered something, you've ordered something, you're on your 6th drink or your 7th drink or whatever it is, and you're like over the top ordering, you're ordering a bunch of things you're not even going to eat because you're not paying for it. That shows me that you might be a little bit inconsiderate of, or basically not considering my well-being. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
I see that. Like, honestly, me being a woman of, like, I don't know. When I go out, I only order what I would consume or what I would like. I'm not gonna BS whether someone else is paying the bill or whether I'm paying it. Whatever, that's not gonna happen. But the women that you date obviously will do things like that and be spiteful. No. Very interesting.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, those are just some quick little things. But again, let's see if we can go back to some more things that the guys are doing that's turning the ladies off, and they're not even aware of it. What do you think?
Okay, so I guess another thing would be sizing up the room, right? So if you're looking around trying to find the best prospect, right, the best one, and you interact with a multitude of women, right, and you just can't figure out which one is the best, so you mingle with all of them, which is cool. But once you start like groping or like getting numbers from everybody, that we observe that, we see it. You're kind of messy.
Wait. So get numbers from everybody, so I can get a few numbers then.
I mean, come on.
Okay, well, she said it. I mean, there might be a few more things that I would have thought might have turned the ladies off. Like let's say, let's say you show up late on the first date. Is that cool? Is that acceptable? I mean, what do you think about that?
You're talking about dates. Okay. Now we're talking about a date. I don't like when folks cancel dates. I feel like that's kind of cheesy. Unless there's a good ass unless there's a good excuse, right? So, I mean, there's excuses, but don't BS me. Don't BS me. I don't like it.
Okay, so make sure you show up. If you plan the date, make sure you show up. And if something happens, because things can happen, just make sure you communicate that. Exactly, right? So I would say too that maybe there's a few more things that might turn you off. Like, let's say the guy didn't cover the tab. Would that turn you off?
No, not exactly.
No, not at all. Okay, so
not exactly.
Fellas,
unless we're gonna revert back to one of our previous shows. If you actually ask me out and you don't pay, then that's not cool. But if we meet out at a spot and we just met, like, I'm okay with me paying my own tab. Like, I had intentions on going out anyway. So why would I expect for you, a random person that I just met, to actually pay my tab?
Okay, so she sounds like an exception, fellas. I would not do this with any other lady. If you take her out, pay that bill, or else you will not see her again. Remember, if you take her out, pay that bill if you want to see her again. Okay?
Valid.
So
I see no lie. He understood.
Okay. Yeah. A little unfair, but then again, life's unfair, right? So we've mentioned a few things that I think the ladies would look for in a guy, and some of the things that the guys are doing that may turn off the ladies. And I'm sure there's a lot more. I mentioned a few things that the guys look for. But if there's anything more that you guys want to mention, leave it on the comments. What y'all think?
Yeah, definitely. And also like and subscribe, please.
All right. See ya.
Bye.